This is Rob.
And Jonas.
And we are stuck in a barge. And it seemed like a good opportunity to talk about some of the things that we get most asked on the channel. How do you get into doing films like you guys do? That'd be really awesome to know.
Obviously not a super simple question to just answer in a short video like this and just give one quick answer. It's a little bit more complex than that. But we have a couple of tips to throw out, so here we go.
Grab a camera and just start telling stories. I find so many people get bogged down. They don't know what to tell a story about, or they think there's so many stories, or they're overwhelmed by the gear. But just grab the camera and start telling a story. It doesn't matter if it's bad at first, it probably will be, but you'll get better, and that's the key.
Make sure you actually go through the footage that you have and don't just leave it on a hard drive somewhere and never use it.
Tip number 2.
Well, this tip relates to working with other people. Working with other people is a big part of this industry. You're gonna have to sell yourself and you have to sell your project to clients. So working with clients and communicating your project is gonna be a big part of it. You might have this awesome idea, this great story you want to tell, and you might have a couple of people that are gonna help you do it. You need to be able to communicate your story and your vision to those other people to make that project work. So working with other people and practice working with other people, this is not always easy, is a big part in this industry.
So a few years ago, I made a video called 6 Tips to Making Documentary Films. And a lot of people said, that's not tips, those are just how to work with people. And I was like, well, yeah, thinking about it now, that's exactly what so much of this industry is about. You know, if I'm gonna hire someone to help me work on a film, I'm gonna hire someone I like working with. You know, if someone's gonna hire me, they're gonna hire me in part because they think they like working with me. So that's really important.
Tip number 3.
Never stop learning. Now, filmmaking is a constantly evolving process, so you're gonna have to constantly be upping your game. Now for me, I actually went and got an advanced degree in science filmmaking, so I have a graduate degree in science and natural history filmmaking from Montana State University. Now, not everybody is going to have to do that, and I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. I had a $70,000 student loan I had to pay off afterwards. Now the benefits, I think, for going to school and learning it is that your friends then become the people in high places. So a lot of my friends are now working with National Geographic and are executives, or they're at the BBC and they're working on Blue Planet, and they call me and ask me for help on different things. So that's one of the big benefits, but you don't have to do that. You can make your friends in other places. For instance, you can find things on YouTube.
You've already come to this point. You've figured out that you want to learn filmmaking and you want to get better at it. I think continuing that process and watching other people's work is a really great way to get started. Find inspiration, find people that you like and trust. For those of you guys who've already sent in that question to us, I think that's a really great step. Continue that and send in comments to other people's videos.
Tip 4.
Finding your niche. Looking at other people's work, you've probably come to realize that this is something I really want to do, but then ask yourself, what is it that you really want to do? What do you want to talk about? What is it that you want to become the expert in? And what is it that you want to become known for?
I think it is difficult advice to get when someone says, oh, just find your niche and start doing that. But then really I think what it is step back, think about what you are most passionate about, and then use filmmaking as a tool to talk about that. You know, because filmmaking, I think, really is a powerful tool. For Jonas and I, we were science educators, and we looked at the content that was out there for science educators, and we said, there's not a lot of great videos. We need to up our video game so that we can start telling stories that kids are going to enjoy, because right at the moment, science videos are terrible. This was back in 2001. Now, I think the science videos have come a long way. People like watching science content, which is fantastic, but it's all about finding your niche.
I do have one really concrete tip though when it comes to wildlife and nature filmmaking. Volunteer at one of the film festivals. Jackson Hole Wildlife Film Festival, Wild Screen Wildlife Film Festival, IWFF in Montana, great film festival as well. Many of the people that we met volunteering at these film festivals are now doing awesome work with BBC, Nat Geo, shooting Planet Earth 2, stuff like that. And doing these volunteering sessions have also opened up a lot of the opportunities for us to move in the industry.
My last tip, find balance as a filmmaker. Now this relates a lot to making it your job, making it your career, something that you become a professional at. Now it's very difficult to come into this whole thing with a goal of becoming famous on YouTube. You see a lot of these YouTubers, Casey Neistat or PewDiePie, or any number of other people who have been very successful on this venue. And you see their fame and you're just like, I want to be like that. But the problem is, there are very few number of people that can support themselves on YouTube. So making that your end-all be-all goal is very dangerous. And I will say that right now, especially because you are putting a lot of value on numbers, and that can do really terrible things for your self-esteem. And so I think having a healthy view of YouTube and other social media platforms like Instagram is really valuable, and it's good to kind of go into it knowing that they're just a tool for you to showcase your work. And maybe people start liking what you're doing, maybe not. Be careful going in, and be balanced as a filmmaker.
Those were just some quick tips from the car ferry going from the Outer Banks to the mainland. I hope you liked it. And Rob?
Well, and if there's anything you guys find that was really helpful for you, definitely mention it in the comments below. Or if there's anything you tell people, mention it in the comments below. We had a lot of people who go through those and find a lot of use reading other people's comments. I think that's very helpful.
Yeah. Thank you guys for all your support too. And thanks for watching. See you next week.
See you next Tuesday, because that's when we release it. That's like, everybody has the thing, that's our thing. We say, see you next Tuesday, man.